I'm from South Carolina. I moved out here, and they had me thinking Orange County was just the Holy Grail. Oh, you go to Orange County, they got that money in Orange County. I'm from LA, so Brian gonna have to take a detour real quick, put me on game about to right, and then we'll get back on track. Don't lose your train of thought.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the LA Rams, but
whoa, let's talk about this. Hold on. Sometimes you just gotta go with how you feel.
I am old enough to remember a time where it was weird to be on the internet.
My name is Travay Hatton.
This is Rob Palacio. This is gonna be a beautiful thing for sure. Oh, man. Trying to get back on track.
Ain't it crazy how hard it is to get back on track sometimes?
It's so weird. It's so weird. One little monkey wrench and everything just goes.
They're just over with.
Everything spiraled out of control.
No, for real. it you know. And to get the reins, to get your hand back on the reins is like the hardest thing ever.
It's like you never done it before. Yeah, and you're like, there's no reason that I shouldn't just be able to pick up where I left off.
Yeah, it's weird, but we're going to be straight.
It's only 1 week. We're good. We're good. I mean, it got to the point where I didn't even have time to upload an already completed episode. It was already completed. I just needed to put it in the system, and I didn't do that. And so we did not have an episode for a week, which breaks our streak from February till now.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. It was, there was definitely good reason for that. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
There was definitely good reason for that. But I'm tired now. That's what I'm saying. I'm all thrown off.
Yeah.
I'm all thrown off, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, my schedule is, I'm just, for one, since we've been doing this, Zeke was in school, so I'm not used to him being home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not used to having the missus home because it's her first summer, like, as a teacher, so she technically got the summer off.
It's summer's first summer off?
Yeah, like, so it's like, but that's going to be the rest of her life. Well, she decided to move up, whatever. But, we was in the car and we were coming back from the Angels game. And I was like, man, that was fun. That was a Tuesday night. Like, I ain't had that much fun a Tuesday night in a long time. And she was like, oh, yeah, it's summer. And I'm thinking to myself, for you? Yeah, it's summertime for you, but I still got my regular schedule. Like,
my mama lived life that way. My mama,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because she's in special education, right? She's retiring this year, hopefully. But, she...
That's crazy.
So some summers she would work, she would take like a summer job within the district. And then some summers she would take completely off. And she'd be like, it's summer, I get to relax. And she would talk about it as if like it was just a normal thing, like school, because she had been doing it for so many years. And I'm like, Mom, the rest of us don't have summers off.
Work.
We gotta work. Yeah, we get like 2 weeks for the year. And that's it.
And what the world? They just be living their best life.
Yeah, like, she like, I don't gotta do nothing. I was like, well, good for you.
She went out with her friends last Thursday night, stayed out all late. I'm like, girl, you just... Look at you.
Living her best life.
Yeah. I ain't mad at her, though. She be, school ain't easy.
I hear that.
Teacher is not easy. I ain't lying. But other than that, Ra, how you been?
It's been a ride. It's been a ride, man. Almost lost my dog. He ended up with a back issue that left him temporarily paralyzed, in his 2 back legs. So, as anyone who's a dog owner can probably a test or, maybe it's a fear for you if you've never gone through it, but there were three vet visits in a 4-day window.
Mm-mm.
One of those visits was to a neurologist because we got told to come down at 11 p.m., in which we found out the neurologist was not there and he would be there in the morning, in which we found out they were saying to keep the dog, it would cost us $1,000 for the evening. And that was 35, 40 mile drive each way. So then we just came back in the morning, with our ailing dog. And at that point, not really knowing what was going on with him. So, kind of prepared to lose him at one point. And, geez, man, expenses with dogs are kind of crazy. And the medicine's not the same, obviously. So, all in all, at first they told us, hey, he's got this issue with his back. We could operate. The MRI cost is, $5,000-6,000. And then that's not even the surgery cost and meds and stuff. And if we do that, 50-50 chance, and I was like,
all that for a 50 ball.
That math ain't mathing. And I love my guy. So, but I don't know what to do. So the missus is crying. I'm crying. We only got so much money and so much credit cards we could use. And it was like, what do we do? Like, to be in that position to go, if we can't give him a quality of life, do we say goodbye? But wait, is this even life threatening? Like, are we not being fair? What are we doing here?
So many questions.
And not everyone was ready to answer those questions. The neurosurgeon was like, you're not doing the surgery? Okay, I'm leaving. I got to go talk to another patient. And then we got stuck with the nurse. And, the nurse kind of gave us, yeah, I mean, I'm not that mad. I understand he got things to do, man, his job is to give me the information and then.
He supposed to sit there with you and empathize with you until you get over it.
Probably not. He gotta go home and go to sleep at night too.
Well, I will not be going to that vet.
And, the nurse gave us some good information and, let us know that there are just some medical treatment options. So that's what we're doing. So, we got him on some good old painkillers and anti-inflammatories and bed rest. And he went from not being able to move his two back legs and not being able to move his tail, like he was dragging. Imagine a dog dragging themselves on their two front legs, to now walking with assistance. So I kind of have him in a harness and I just kind of support a little bit of his weight. Now I'm not supporting his weight. I'm just making sure if he gets tripped up because his legs are imbalanced a little bit. So in essence, he's got inflammation, like a ruptured disc in his back, and it's cutting off the nerves that operate his legs and, all that. So he couldn't feel his bowels. He could nothing. So it was kind of bad, and he was sad about it. And you could tell he knew something, it's like he knew something was wrong, but you could tell he didn't know what was wrong. And it took him a minute to realize, oh, my legs don't work, So he's sitting there like his legs is under him in an unnatural way and he don't even do nothing about it because he couldn't feel it. So
he was like, oh, well, that's not right.
Yeah, he was crisscrossing his legs. It was weird. It was really weird. So now he's, walking, he's starting to pee, he's wagging his tail. He's doing all the things. So, 4 to 8 weeks, depending on his progress. And,
we'll see from there.
Yeah, we'll see from there. But it's been a long few days, but my guy is strong. And he trying to make it.
That was a rough night. I don't know that. I always tell you about my pets in South Carolina, man. I don't know that I did have a dog. My parents had a dog when I went off to college, and I remember going home and he had like a cyst, not a cyst, but he had like a mass in his ear.
Okay.
Wow, like huge, and it stunk. His ear was completely shut off. Like I knew you couldn't hear it out of his ear. So I ended up, my lady friend at the time, she was very passionate about dogs. And so she was like, we cannot leave this dog like this. We cannot. And so we ended up taking the dog to the vet. This was like my freshman year in college. To the dog, like when I came home, took the dog to the vet, get to the vet. And I mean, this dog is stinking raw. Like, it's an outside dog. So, like, it's not like Ollie. Like, Ollie, this dog would be outside with mosquitoes and bugs and, rolling in dirt. And, I had him in my parents' car with a blanket. But, like, I'm riding all the way down the road. I'm in the country, so it takes 30 minutes to get to a decent vet from my house. And, bro, the car smelled bad. I'm just going to say this. The car smelled bad for like weeks, my dad said. I mean, I didn't have to worry about it. That was his car. But anyway, get to the vet. You know how you say everything. Just for them to look at the dog, I had to pay a copay. I remember like yesterday, I had to pay a copay of like $120. Okay, that's breaking the bank as a college student. So I bust out the $120. They go to the vet. They say, oh, yeah, we can't. There's nothing we can do about this. We can't cut into this. We can surgically remove it, or we can like cut off his ear. But that was going to cost like $6,000, $7,000. It was like $70,000. And I look at, my lady friend at the time, my girlfriend, I'm like, man, he might have to live out his life. And she was crying, because she was like all passionate about the dog and the animals. And I think I kind of had one of your moments, and I just thought to myself, what are we doing here, though? Like right now, like, what is the right decision to make? And I remember we just sat in there, and once again, the doctor did the same thing to me. It's funny. I think he just left, and we were just in there talking to like the nurse, and she was just saying like, well, we can give him some medicine, and it did help ease his pain, and because we ended up finding out he was deaf in that ear, so he couldn't hear, and he was going to go deaf in the other ear. So he was going to live out his life with no hearing. He's just going to walk around the earth. A dog that can't hear that. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And I ended up taking him home, and I think he passed away like 4 years ago. But this was him. But he actually lived pretty long. And I think my parents ended up moving him in the house and just keeping him cleaned up after that. But I missed that. It was a blue pit, bro. That's the only time I can remember going to the vet for a dog. But bro, I wish we had the video on, because I would show everybody a picture of the mask in his ear, because I have it on my phone. It was gross, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it was like pus coming out. Yeah, I'm getting graphic with it. It was gross, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy. Some people don't understand the nature of like some dogs are just outside dogs. Like, as you say that, I'm sure someone's listening going, what? But my dad.
Oh yeah, I'm from the country.
My dad raised hunting dogs. So he used to have like 12 dogs or something. And that's his life with dogs. Like, they sleep outside, you go out, you feed them, they go hunting with you, they get a part of the kill, all that stuff. And it's just a different way. And those are certain specific breeds of dogs that can handle that. But, it's not like they sleep outside no matter what the weather is. Like, he built the dog like a dog house.
Like a real nice kennel.
So obviously if it was, a little cold or drizzly, whatever, it could be there. If it rained and the weather was really bad, he would bring the dog in the house. So that was my dog growing up. But that was very different. Like, you've seen Ollie. Ollie lives in the house with us.
That boy spoiled.
That boy, he lived a good life. But man, it got real, bro. It got real. Like, when we checked in, they were just asking basic questions, like, hey, in the event of an emergency, if his heart were to stop, do you want a DNR or do you want us to try to save him? And we didn't know nothing from nothing. This is the first visit, because we thought,
yes, save him.
Well, yeah. Well, see, the crazy thing is, it started with him walking weird. So I just thought maybe he was developing arthritis or something. So I booked an appointment. We took him. That was on a Monday. They give me these pills, and all of a sudden he slowly starts deteriorating and not walking. He stopped lifting his leg.
Because of the pills?
Well, that's what we thought. He stopped lifting his leg to pee. He stopped he stopped squatting to poop. You know what I mean? So imagine like a horse. So he was pooping like a horse. And,
just standing straight up.
Yeah. And then he kind of stopped using one leg. And that's when we were like, we got to go back to the vet. Like, this is not getting better. And we get there and she was like, oh, we're not quite sure. Give him like half the pill you're giving him, whatever. And then Jen looked up the side effects of the pill. And one of the really bad side effects is permanent paralysis. So we were like, what the? And the doctor said, if he starts like literally stop walking, bring him back. And like 3 hours later, he stopped walking. So we're like, it's the pill, right? And come to find out, it wasn't. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't need a painkiller. He needed anti-inflammatories. But we were scared that that was the case. So we dragged him back. And
it was probably worse for him, though.
Yeah.
It made him lose the feeling sooner.
Yeah. So I'm holding him like a baby. And, then I put him down so we can kind of talk to the lady that's checking us in. And she's asking us these questions. And Jen starts bawling. And then
man,
she looks at me because she like doesn't know what to answer. Like, that's going to cost money to save his life if his heart stops. And why would his heart stop? Oh my God, could his heart stop? Is this why this lady's asking me this? And she looks at me and I look down at Ollie and I start crying. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? And the lady was like, no, that's not, I don't know what's going on with your dog. These are just general questions. And it just drove such an emotion.
Shook up.
Man, it was so crazy.
Hey, that was a great medical. That was a great premarital little drill right there.
It was.
That was a good, if you look at it like that.
Well, you know what it came down to, bro? Like, there's still a handful of things that need to be paid for, and that money is sitting in the account.
Now let's talk the real.
When we got to the neurologist and they started talking to us about what it was going to cost to just determine what was actually wrong with him, we were like,
you know what?
The credit card's not enough. The savings is not enough. We do have this money set aside for the wedding. Do we postpone the wedding for the year and save the dog? That was a real conversation. That was a real conversation. We were sitting in the car like, what the fuck are we doing? And I don't have an answer. I don't have a real answer. And I'm scared to say no or yes. And she's scared to say no or yes. Then you start trying to figure out what's your dog's life worth? Or is this even, 50-50 ball? We do this. And then just to find out that he ain't going to make it anyway.
Now you done spent all that bread. Not saying all is not worth it.
It's not about being worth it. Yeah, it's exactly. That's the point. That's the dilemma. The
bread is gone.
It's gone. Like it's gonna take us another year to get that money back to if not, and tell everybody not for real. We're not getting married this year. Maybe next year. Try to get deposits back. All these things. I know
what we said. I was just joking though. I know what we said, but I was just joking though about the date.
Yeah.
He said, I know what we said, but we were just playing. We're gonna wait a little longer. Actually,
yeah, we're gonna wait.
We enjoying our engagement.
Yeah.
I'll just side though. I think that was huge that you and Jen were able to work through that.
Yeah.
And find a solution that you two both were happy with. You've been married before, man. That just speaks volumes. That was y'all baby. So like,
yeah, Ollie's our baby. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So it was something that you two both deeply cared about. I mean, you trained the dog. You literally walked the dog every day. So it was like the attachment and the emotion. So I totally understand Jen's side of it. When she was getting asked those general questions, of course you would get flooded with emotions when somebody's asking you something like that, even if it's a general question, because you're the one going through it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, that is the nurse's job, so it does suck. But I will say this. I believe Ollie's going to make a full recovery. But I don't think he'll be like as explosive as he was in the past.
Yeah. He gonna be on his old man shit a little early. I mean, that's already his. Yeah. The good thing about it is, and maybe I should have led with this. I know there's probably some avid dog person that's like, oh my God, what's going on with this dog? Ollie seems to be doing okay for now.
He's happy. No. And you left out that he's happy though. You left out that he smiled. Yeah. In the doctor's office, and he tried to get nurses to pet him. While he was in the
Ollie's a weird boy. Like he's so stoic. Like the doctor's tugging on his leg and touching him, trying to do a physical exam, and she was like, "Your dog is super stoic. He ain't gonna tell us if he hurting. He's just not." And I started to and that's what took me so long to even take him to the vet, because I just thought like he was trying to communicate to me like, oh, I ain't really trying to walk today or whatever, and that's not the tip he was on. He just didn't want to tell me he was hurting. So
I'm not mad at that though.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at Ollie for that though. I'm be real with you.
So he see a nurse and he turning his head and I'm holding him like a baby, kind of cradling him, trying to keep him off the floor. And he's like, hey, pet me. But like, of course he couldn't walk and that's where the pain was. But, he's just, he's that guy. And, I've had friends come to visit him already because, he kind of seems to make an impact on people he meets. So, people came to see him and, he looked like he really enjoyed that. And he's like kind of trying to trot now. So, I actually took him outside and downstairs for the first time, yesterday. So it's
needed that.
Yeah. So I think the anti-inflammatories are working out and, it's going to be a long road, but I think he'll be okay to live a good quality life. I think that's where we'll end up.
Ollie just like me. I mean, I wasn't bad at Ollie, but you remember when I messed my hand up? Mm-hmm. Messing with my brother?
Yeah.
Man, they were talking about I cut my hand off and I'm about to lose my hand, and I still got paid crazy bills for being up in the hospital. But bruh, come to find out, all I had to do was take some
anti-inflammatories.
Not anti-inflammatories. What is it? Antibiotics.
Oh yeah, because it got infected.
All I needed was antibiotics, bro. Yeah. I'm talking about, bro. I'm laid up in the hospital. Some are crying. She's like, I can't believe this doesn't happen. You about to lose your hand. I'm talking about soon as I went to the medical professionals, they can be a little rash at times. They can be like a little, rigid with how they deliver. I mean, the doctor walked in the room when I went to urgent care and said, you need to go to ER right now. If you don't, you could lose your hand. Like, that's like, I'm thinking not even close to that. I'm thinking he just needs to drain this pus out of my hand.
Right.
Like, he's like, no, bro, you're about to be Captain Hook if you don't go do something right now. He was
they do that to show urgency, but like when I tore my Achilles, the doctor operated on my leg and, he told Jen, I'm out. Good night, Ra, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah. So like, this is at the surgery.
Oh, you saying you were asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. So, he like, hey, so everything went well, whatever. But, the consensus was my leg was really fucked up. He had to really try to stretch my shit. And he was like, hey, he may never walk properly again, or it may take multiple surgeries.
I see. That's
what he left Jen with. Yeah. You know what I mean? And obviously I'm fine, but I don't know if it's that dire or if that's just like, hey, just in case, be prepared for the worst. So if it's better than that, obviously everyone's happy. I think it's kind of their approach. Like, let me give you the worst scenario. So we're already there. So you're not mad tomorrow.
Yeah, that's terrible though. All I gotta do is say, we're going to see how there's so many different ways you can work it. Okay. We're going to take it day by day. We're going to see how his body responds to the surgery.
But you ain't trying to hear that. You ain't trying to hear that. You trying to hear, hey, tell me what's about to happen. And if he gives you a positive prognosis and something bad could happen, you're going to be like, well, what the fuck is this, doc? You didn't tell me that this could happen.
That's why you just say that's why you say what I just said. It covers all the bases. We're going to take it day by day.
Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear that.
Well,
if you in the hospital, Summer don't want to hear that. Your mama don't want to hear that. Your daddy don't want to hear that. They want to hear, tell me what's happening with my guy.
He about to die.
You won't hear that either.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they're going with. As opposed to any other thing. That's what they're going with. He ain't going to make it. Just so you know.
See?
Oh, man, I ain't messing with you. Hey, anyway, it is summertime. And do you have any plans? I know you got the wedding coming up. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything planned? I know we got the 4th coming up too.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to be in the house for a little while, man. Ollie done drain my pockets. So
you know what?
We gonna be in the house.
That is some realness for you right there. I'm gonna be in the house too, bro.
Like we were fortunate. We were fortunate. So, it's cool.
Man, you blessed. I mean, you're grateful that you were able to do it.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're grateful you were able to do it, but shoot, the timing couldn't have been worse.
In some ways, the timing was great.
Why you say that?
Because we had a surplus, you know what I mean? So we could absorb a lot of that and was like, okay, that's not how we intended to spend that, but it's okay.
It's for our dog.
And we're not in the red either, but we gotta be careful now. You gotta pile it back up.
And when you're saying that, all I can think about is what you just said is, man, always be prepared.
Yeah.
Like, man, you guys were prepared. You guys, that's why, we led this podcast with, we got to get back on track. We got to get back, get back right. And we spent so much time preparing, and we spent so many weekends where we didn't go out crazy. I remember us texting each other and we'd be like, oh, what you doing? And we'd hit each other at the gym, or, oh no, we're not drinking today. Oh, weekends. Like,
right.
I think we did like 3 or 4 weekends, and that right there, I feel like is what prepared you for that, but you didn't even see that coming. You know what I mean?
Well, so I think in this moment, I also want to express gratitude because, as much as we started off talking about, oh, this happened, that happens, to be in a position to actually do something about it, to be in a position to say, well, don't got no money, got to put my dog down. We could fight the good fight and, protect a family member. So, I'm grateful just for that. You know what I mean? And I think even in tragedy, there can be moments of gratitude. So, I'm definitely thankful that we could do it.
Yeah, that's big. We got it. I'm telling you, we just gotta get back to it. Get back to our norm, recording on a weekly.
Yeah. It was 1 week. It was 1 week. We only missed 1 week. Man. I messed up because
you ain't messed up because I had an off week too. What's funny is,
but the uploading of the episodes is on me though, right? So, this was starting to happen. It was almost 2 weeks, really, and that's why it affected us so strongly. Because had it been just 1 week, then we would have recovered. No one would have noticed, right? But it was almost 2 weeks of this whole back and forth with Ollie. And in between that, work got a little crazy too. So I didn't do what I typically do, which is when we finish recording the episode, within the first 24 hours, I've mixed and mastered it and I've uploaded it. So it's ready to go. And in the system, like even if I died, it would get released because it's already set up. It's scheduled, right? I didn't do that because things got away from me. So then Wednesday came and I'm like, oh shit, no episode. So I had to hurry up and try to upload one. That was 1 week. And then the second week I didn't upload anything. And then here we are playing catch up now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I dropped an episode yesterday on Wednesday. So we're recording on Thursday. We usually record on Wednesdays. So, but
okay, no, don't give them away our dates.
But they know.
Yeah, y'all need to know all that. But it's crazy and I'm gonna speak to that. how quickly life can run up on your heels, though.
Yeah.
With your schedule, it's so crazy. We do our thing. Don't get me wrong. When you execute at a high level and you start getting curveballs, and you were getting good curveballs. We talking about work for you picking up, like you being able to make some more dough. You know what I mean? Working on big projects. Those are good things. And then life will throw you like a curveball, like, oh, you busy now too? Oh yeah, we got.
You got something to do.
Oh, you got something to do? Bet. All right.
I'm sitting there scratching my kneecaps, drinking a latte. Nothing happened.
That's like when I be at work, and if you do this, shame on you. I'm gonna say it right now, shame on you. That's like when I'm at work. I got a full bar, and I keep asking this person, "Can I get you another drink?" Oh, I get one in a minute. Oh, can I get you another drink? Oh, I get you one in a minute. And then 8 people order a drink. And that person that I could have got a drink 15 minutes ago,
now they want one.
Now looks at me and goes, I think I'll have another. And I look at that person and I go, so you waited till you started seeing me run around in this restaurant to now say, and it's not an easy drink neither. It's probably like a drink with some whipped topping and all this other stuff. And I'm just looking at them like,
I mean, that's fine. That's fine as long as they're willing to wait, right? like all of a sudden, don't expect your drink right now.
Yeah, and that's what I say. I got a couple. I don't say that, but I go. I always joke back and I say, you just had it wait till I got busy, huh? Like, and I'm just joking. I have to. It's 60% seriousness, 40% joke.
Right.
Like I do it with a smile. But it's I don't know, man. Life is very interesting in that fact that it can really knock you off your pivot. And I saw a shirt and I want to get it. And it was like discipline over motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, bro, when you're wired, your adjustments, that's what I think I got to get better at. I think that's going to be my goal for the rest of the year is how to make my adjustments on the fly. Yeah, I have a schedule, but how do I adjust my schedule and try to maximize my day with what I have left? You know what I mean? So say you wake up, you get a call. We need you here right now. Somebody's in the hospital. That's usually your workout time, right? You get to the hospital, that person's okay. You're going to leave. Somebody else call you. Travay, we need you to come to work right now. Somebody called out. How do you then pivot? How do you know what I mean? And that is my goal right now. How do I make adjustments on the fly? And I'm going to open it up to you. And it is an open-ended question. Mm-hmm. How do we respond when life tries to kind of box you in and not really give you what's that? Hold on, give me a second. When life gives you whatever it's dealing, right? Life just said, this is what you got. This is how I want you to. Let's see how you respond. How do you then reframe your framework? Because number one, everyone has emotions. Number two, there is no right answer. It's just a decision that you make right.
Right.
If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So how do you go from there?
Ooh, there's no one answer to that. To be honest, there's no one answer to that because there's so much. I mean, there's always a different way to handle whatever's going on. And I think what I've always taught my kids and what I practice for myself is just to always remain flexible, right? You can stand there, I guess I'll use the example of, you can either swim with the current or try to swim against it, right? You already know you're not going to beat Mother Nature. You know what I mean? Like sometimes things are going to happen and it's going to be out of your control, right? You have to have a little bit of serenity to know what you can control and what you can't. So part of what I do is I find the thing I can control. And I always start with that. What can I control in this moment? That's going to be helpful. That's going to help me get through what I need to get through, help others accomplish the goal, whatever it is, and start with that, move with that, and just take it one by one. Because the thing ultimately you're going to want to control is probably going to be out of your control. And that could be the death of a loved one, or the pain of a loved one, or, you know, lost time, or a financial thing, or, you know, it could be a lot of different things. So, you know, I think you always have to be prepared to weather the storm and do what you have to do, and just kind of look for your blessings, because they're always there. Just sometimes you don't get it till later, right? Like, I don't know how many stories, and I hate to get morbid like that, but there are these stories of, you know, when you lose someone close to you, it then turns into a motivation and a dedication to do something you were dragging your feet on. And now this has made you a greater person. It's caused you to achieve your goals. And I know early on, and this is going to sound really weird, but one of the early examples I used to give my daughter about drive, tenacity, not giving up in your darkest hour is I used to use 50 Cent as an example, right? He had a record deal.
Go.
Before that song, right? He had a record deal. He had just did his song with Destiny's Child. This is before his voice changed and all that. And he was getting ready to fly out here to California, you know, because he was in New York, and he gets shot in front of his grandma's house, right? He takes a bullet to the face. It's lodged in his tongue. They don't know if they're going to have to cut his tongue out, etc., if he's going to survive. Well, he survives. His voice has changed from the injury, which is the voice we hear from him now, but he lost his record deal. The record company said, whatever you got going on, we don't want no parts of that. They dropped him out of his deal, right? He then continues to move forward, ends up signing with Eminem and Dre, and you know the rest, right? He could have stopped just short of, what happened to my voice? This is terrible, right? This is not who I used to be. This is not what got me signed. Now I don't even have that. I guess I'm just going to go back to the hood. Instead, he adopted what he called his first major release, the get rich or die trying mantra, which is whatever it takes, I'm going to go do it. You know?
Yeah.
And so I always share that example because we all are going to have roadblocks, whatever that is, whatever that means for you in your life. We all have our own bag that we carry around. At some point, you got to say, that's not an excuse to not get things done or not make things happen. And I have to either use that energy or get rid of it if I can't convert it to positive energy. That's it. That's it.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that 50 Cent analogy you used. That was good. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even know he had a song with Destiny's Child.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was just starting to pick up. You could actually Google it.
No, that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
I actually, if you ever seen the movie, I know it's a little fictional, but you know, just the scene when he did get shot, and his girl's, I like your voice. It has more pain
in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. You know, so when you were saying that made me think about that. But
from what I understand, the truth of that is he kind of came across that himself. That was him reinventing himself in real life. But obviously in the movie, he had the girlfriend doing that. The scene that got me, if you remember it, was when he was starting to feel sorry for himself, and he was sitting around the house when they got away, when they were staying in that cabin, and she was like pushing him, and then he just took all his pain meds and he took it to the sink and he crushed it, and he was like, I don't need nothing. And then, you know, and it was a big metaphor for like, I'm done sitting down, and I'm gonna use the pain and convert it to positive energy. And then you see then that's what starts the third act of him, you know, of that character rising to prominence. And I was like, that was so dope. It actually almost made me cry.
No, that was good.
Yeah. His mouth was all wired shut.
You don't need me. You don't need Antoine. The baby nappy.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. Good movie. Anyway, we're not doing that, but I just think, man, You got to know. You got to know. As an adult, I think me and Ra can both attest that you never are going to know what life is going to give you. But you got a chance every day to make it a good day. I try my best not to have a bad day, right? No such thing as a bad day. Right? You wake up in the morning, you get in a car wreck, right? It sucks. Your car might be totaled, but are you alive? Are you healthy? Is your family okay? Is that replaceable?
Maybe it was time to get a new car.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
And you just said, look at, find the gratitude and the blessing in it. Okay. Was it your fault? All right. Let's just start looking at stuff in a different light. Did you want to get a new car anyway? Yeah, it sucks, right? But don't let that ruin your day.
I mean,
like,
how many times did you hear, I don't know, like you knew something else was going to happen, and because something else bad to you happened, the worst thing didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, such as, like, I've had instances in my life, I'll share one where I was upset because I had a situation with my bank and my money ended up on hold because of a potential fraud situation. Well, that caused me to not be able to go out with friends at night. Right? So I don't go out with friends and then, the next morning I'm getting phone calls, there was a shooting. Things happened. I'm
look
like, I missed that. You know what I mean? So,
oh God, look at that.
Yeah. So, like, it's almost like, fate told me you don't need to be a part of that, because I would have been in the thick of that. You know what I mean? And so you kind of go like, oh, well, I guess I got lucky. You always hear about that. People who were supposed to be on one of those planes during 9/11 or were supposed to be in the Twin Towers, and then like the taxi was late or someone got sick and they didn't go to work, or something like that. You always hear about those sorts of things.
You like it to that extreme is yours is extreme too.
It's pretty extreme.
No, to that extreme is like, I missed the bus that caught on fire and nobody made it. You know what I mean? That's some Final Destination stuff. You know what I mean? It puts you in that like realm of like, okay, as a human, I would start to question everything then, like every decision going forward. Mm-hmm. Like, do I need to get in this car with you? Do I know you? Right. Like, where's this headed? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man, but I do see the beauty in what you're saying. Like, once that happens to you a few times, you start thinking, maybe life ain't against me always. You know what I mean?
Right. It just seemed that way. It's just, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you got to look and go, what's happening here?
Yeah, God got my back. He got me. You know what I mean? You look around and you look up and you're like, all right, I'm right where I need to be. And I think that's our point in all of this. I think sometimes we get caught up in what we want immediately, like the instant gratification of, accomplishing something, doing something, the speed of how things get done, our framework, our mindset on how we should be accomplishing goals. Mm-hmm. And I think we miss out on truly the journey and the joy of the process, like of just the day by day, right? What is going on a daily? It's beautiful. What I've even realized more deeply, Ra, in the past month is just how every day is so different. No matter how much you frame up the day, how differently you feel every day. Like, and I'm saying, like, if you did the same thing 5 days in a row, you will not feel the same way about every day. Like, every day is different. Like, people respond to you differently. You might go to that gym, but somebody might not show up. Like, the equipment might not work. Like, it's a different thing every single day. Like, it's crazy, bro. I can't describe it. You know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. No, I hear you. And I've thought that. It's kind of funny. I wish I would have figured that out so much earlier in my life, but you can go through a time period where you're like, oh, this is really mundane. It's the same thing. I drive down the same street to go to work, and I walk in through the same door, and I talk to the same people, and I go home at the same time. and I eat the same 4 or 5 things for dinner, what that means is you're not doing nothing to, stretch your boundaries.
Nope.
Right. And maybe you got kids and you're like, I have to do it this way because this is how I get home and this is what I can afford for gas. And I got to be home and I make this amount of money and I got to cook dinner for a family and whatever.
But there's beauty in that too.
Yeah, that's beauty in that too. But I would still say you still not stretching yourself. And you have to find little ways, which is like, kind of like that text I sent you yesterday. Hey, I know you're doing all these things, but what have you done that's different today? Because I was asking myself, I said that to you because I was asking myself that same question.
Nothing. Just like when you said it shook me up.
And then I sent the same thing to my daughter. I said, what are you going to do today that's different from yesterday? And the first thing she went to me and she said, oh, I'm reading this book. I said, honey, I'm really happy you're an avid reader. You read all the time.
Yeah, you ain't did nothing different.
Didn't you say you want to be an actress? Yeah. Well, where that work at? What movie you watch? What monologue you studying? What art of acting are you studying? What coach have you looked up? Right? Like there's so many things you could do. You go on YouTube and practice monologues or whatever. What new accent have you tried to learn? Right? On and on and on. Little things you could do by yourself rather than sitting here and wait till you go to college. Or you just not that hungry.
You ain't that hungry.
Right? So
you
like you sitting in the same room, in the same place, holding the same bookmarker, doing the same thing. And I know you enjoy it and you can still do that, but maybe cut that 15 minutes short and do this for 15 minutes and see where that takes you.
Do you think it's possible to be blinded sometimes though by what you want and what you think the process is like? So what I'm saying is, I just remember, when you deeply engraved in the process, you don't even notice you in the process because you love what you're doing so much. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, you get in it, and so maybe to Haley's defense, she probably don't know what that process looked like. You know what I mean? Like as far as the hustle. So if you're doing, my easiest analogy I can use is sports, right? When you're training for sports, right, you got to work out. You got to run. You got to train speed and agility drills. You know what I mean? Like, so you do that naturally. Like, that's your routine. Like, to do that. Does she know to get that set up? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, when you know, and when you don't know. So what do you do? You know what I mean?
What separates the best players on your team from the average?
Oh, the work. It's always the work. Right?
Okay. So what usually happens, like you find out that maybe not there in practice, but maybe the best player on the team also is a part of another league or has a personal trainer who's putting that extra work in, that when you sitting home scratching your kneecaps, he out there working.
They want an extra mile.
Right? So, or what is the coach? What is the coach's job? Okay, these are the drills. This is what we doing. Then the day he like, we gonna do one extra one. We gonna do 2 extra ones. We gonna do it until y'all fall out. Right?
I want you to die.
When you guys don't look disciplined, I'm gonna wait till you all throw up and you got to do it or you off the team. Yeah. Right? This is pushing your boundaries. What I think, to answer your question, is the human condition is wired to do things that are comfortable.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So you're going to be like, I'm happy, but I would like this. And then you dream about it and that's all comfortable. But to move forward on those things, those are not comfortable because you got to sit there looking for the unknown. Who wants to do that? You got to go meet people you don't know. Not everyone is an extrovert. Right?
Yeah. I almost wish we were kids sometimes. And I like to use this explanation. Like, you on the playground by yourself, but you see another kid. What do? You go there and ask that kid what he doing and what's his name. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what happens when we become adults, where we get to the point where we just get our ego gets so big and we get to the point where we get prideful.
Right.
We can't take any type of instruction. We don't take criticism well anymore. We just don't. We just flat out, we do what we know and what we've been taught up until the point where we don't want to let anybody else in. And I think that's so wrong.
I
just think
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was talking to one of my acting coaches about that.
It's weird.
Some time ago. And she was saying, there's a give and take, but obviously like as a child, you don't have as many reference points as an adult. Cause acting is a lot of acting is about reference points, right? Like if I tell you to play a certain role, you should be able to dive into the archives of your life and extract feelings. And then you translate that towards the character you're playing. Right. So when you're a child, obviously you don't go through a lot of things yet. So it's really hard to do that. But the thing about being a child, when you catch a child, and this is why some children actors become really crazy actors, is because their brain is still moldable, right? They haven't been jaded and touched by the world yet, because like you just said, at some point you get to the point where you have reservations. Someone taught you that, or the world taught you that, or you went through something and you start to change. Some kids are like that regardless. They're just a little more careful. They're not that kid that's going to stand there for a little bit and go like, I don't know that kid. And you got to be like, hey, go over there. You know what I mean? It takes them a little time, but
nudge them a little bit.
Yeah. But most kids are like, hey, you in the sand, I'm in the sand. Let's go. That type of thing. But, I think you're right. Like as adults, we have to learn to get that childlike thrill for life back. And that would actually probably help you like move forward on a lot of things you want to do.
But it is just, oh man, I wish it's all because of, I'm not trying to make it this social media. Oh, it's because of social media. I'm not trying to go back to that. I'm really not. But I think it's the comparisons, bro. I think people we just start comparing. Like we have an idea of how things should flow and how things should look. And I think that's one of the biggest mental blocks, bro. To why we cannot get to that childlike acceptance, that childlike interest, that childlike curiosity, that helps us grow. Because when you're curious like that, when you truly are curious about something, like when you want to learn how to train dogs, bro, you are genuinely curious. Like I know that about you.
I mean, it's like 10 times more information available now than ever before. Probably more than that. It's probably 100 times.
Curious.
And you're not curious because it's information overload, right? Like you just get caught watching other people. It's funny how you want to be famous, but all you do is watch other people make money, and they're making money off you watching them.
It's insane,
instead of being inspired and go, how do I go get that? Let me go concentrate on figuring out how to do with that, my version of that or whatever.
Yes.
This is why, even now, my son is 12 and all he do is sit there and watch YouTubers and look up to YouTubers. And I'm like, stop watching that shit.
No, make him make a YouTube channel.
Not yet, but I want him to be inspired. I'm like,
get on the camera. I don't know. Do something. He got to figure out how to do that for himself.
Right. Like, stop being a fan. Like, you can't be a fan all day. You can be a fan a little bit. Right. Everyone's a fan of somebody, right?
Everybody, a little bit, but figure out how to figure out how to move your energy towards that same model that you spend all your energy on. You know what I mean? Shift energy. Figure out how to critically think. That's what I'm on. How do you critically think?
Right.
Nobody, whatever, man. This is a whole nother
Stop
piece.
being a customer.
Yeah. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. We all consumers too.
Oh, of course. You got to consume something.
But no, I know exactly what you mean. You driving up the price of somebody else, man. I always, I listen to Les Brown a lot. And he was like, if you don't do what you want to do in this world, you spend the rest of your life doing spending time with somebody else's dream. You'll be a part of somebody else's dream, building it up, blowing it up, because they took the time to figure out what they wanted to do and how to think about it. So, take that with a grain of salt, do what you want, but, be curious. I just want people to be more curious. And when you do get a negative opinion about it from someone, because that's one of my fatal flaws, you know, I get curious about something and I get passionate about it and I get a negative opinion or thought about it. And it does shift my mindset. And I'm trying to combat that these days. I'm trying to, whenever I'm done with something, I want to be done with it. And I don't know nobody else's terms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's me right now.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
What else was I had something else to ask you too. I be loaded. I be having these questions loaded before we get on the podcast.
You're going to have to write these down.
Yeah, I be having them loaded, bro. Just as I'm going to bring it, it's going to come back. We're going to do more work with this. But what is the thrill of jumping out of an airplane? We can just be quick.
Oh, man. You know,
I just quit. I'm not even going to go deep.
I know Chef is listening to this. I love you, Chef.
I just want to know
you
the
got
thrill.
Me.
No. It's just, I want to know the thrill of jumping out of an airplane for fun.
I think that is reserved for the initiated.
All right.
We are not initiated. I don't know. You know what? So in a small period of time, and what I mean small period of time, I know 3 people who went to the same skydiving facility, 2 of them on the same exact day. Okay.
That's great.
My stepson, a friend of mine from work, and my old basketball league, and Chef Mario. And they all chose to jump out of this plane, and I'm not understanding why. And I know somebody else is probably listening and going, that's really fun, whatever. Travay and I are struggling. And so
I'm not struggling. I know exactly where I stand very clearly.
Well, okay. Fair enough.
I'm not jumping out of no plane. I know exactly where I stand.
I don't intend to either, but it became, I'm not gonna lie, I'm curious about it. Well, look, you can't say you're asking the question. So that tells me you're curious in the knowledge of what it takes or why someone would do it. So you're 1% curious, and that's fair. That's fine. Cause you want to understand why someone would do it.
No,
you're not curious in getting shot, are you?
No,
like 0%. You don't even want to know nothing about that, right?
I do want to know why people shoot guns at each other. I'm 1% curious about that.
That's a different question. That's a different
question. So I can slap them upside the head.
As you would say, that's a different podcast.
What I want to know is who was the first person that say, "Man, this will be fun for recreation." Like, I just want to know who said that, so I can go slap them upside the head too. Like, that's what I want to know.
I don't know. Look, I don't know. I don't get it. I had my stepson explain it to me and explain to me the thrill about it.
He probably didn't explain it good at all.
He didn't explain it good enough. I mean, you know, me and him, we different people. I love that boy, but we are different people. So half the shit he says to me, I go, okay, thank you for sharing it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You don't know to do that information.
I don't know what to do. I guess I'm going to file that away in a Rolodex somewhere. I don't know.
You'll be able to use it somewhere.
No, I won't.
In the next 10 years, I'm telling you, your stepson's generation, which is like the back half of my generation, you'll start to understand more. For sure.
I'm gonna let him live. My choice as a stepdad is to let him live.
I feel you.
Right? And I'm like, whatever.
Let him cook.
It's fine.
Right, we're okay with that.
But then I go, again, I talked to my friend. He was like, oh yeah, it was fun, which is really interesting because he African. Right? And I'm like,
they got my brother.
I'm like, oh, who got you? But we didn't really talk about that. So I had to get back to him about it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he did that. And then here goes Chef Mario. And Chef Mario, I don't know why Chef Mario was like, Rock, come here, let me talk to you about this. And I'm like, oh, this sounds kind of cool. Oh, and I saw the video. So I was like,
they working on you, bro.
So
I'm
like,
saying, right?
Right. But I'm going to hear him out. I actually feel honored that he even thought I would want to do that. So.
No, he really wants you to go.
I know. I
worked last night, bro. And
but look, he sold me the idea to think about, not to do it.
Bro.
He sold Chef the idea.
Mario, he sold it so good. Last night, he tried to get me to tell him that you were going. He tried to get me to say yes for you. He was like we were talking about it. He was like, that's going to be Ra. And then like towards the end of the night, he was like, Ra's going, right? And I was like, I like what you did there, Chef, but I highly doubt he is going. I will not speak for him, but I highly doubt that he's going. That is what I left with. And I just walked off. And I'm comfortable with saying that. Mm-hmm. I was very comfortable with saying that. I don't want to leave no gray area. But he know where I stand.
Right.
He was all Travay, you just gonna have a beer at the bottom watching us jump off our.
He been saying that the whole time. He already knew. Yeah. So that's cool. But like he was sharing it with me.
You ain't gave him a clear no yet.
Well, I have not. But because look, I'm gonna give him credit. Him, he literally gave me the most thorough explanation of like, this might work out for you. And I was like,
he did the same thing to me.
I'm like, Chef, you need more people. You need more people. I don't believe you yet. We don't believe you. You need more people. And I was like,
yeah, Austin to jump out.
Oh, well, then but then that's what he did. He got a bunch of other people to jump out. But I'm like, I don't even know them. So like, it don't matter.
Well, Patricio worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Ray man, it's a lot of people, bro.
That's cool.
I got to do no name dropping. He did get a substantial amount of people to go jump out of the plane with him.
So listen. He sold me because, Scott, the guy who he jumped with, has been doing
over 40 years.
Who's been jumping longer than I've been alive. Okay. I get it. Jump with some of the best, has done a lot of work. I understand Skydive Paris. Go look it up if you want to go. That's the only reason why, because I know Scott ain't gonna kill me. So, but I don't know if I'm not gonna kill me.
And bro, you know what even messed me up even more? Somebody was telling me a skydiving story about a lady that was a little heavier, and due to her weight, they had to resort to using the second parachute. Okay,
they didn't know that when they went up.
Nope. And so the lady, I asked her weight. She weighs about the same thing I weigh.
No.
So yes, bro. So I'm definitely not going. That the little 1% I had of curiosity got ruined right before my eyes yesterday.
So Chef has already put us in contact with Scott, and we're talking to him, and he is so adamant about. Well, Chef is adamant about one of me jumping because you ain't gonna
you. There we go. Let's start framing up with you.
So he literally was like, Rod, like he elevator pitched me, bro. He elevator pitched me, and he was like, this is what we could do. This is how I could, we could turn this into a podcast. Y'all talk to Scott. We get in, we chop it up, blah, 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 on and on and on. And I'm like, that sounds fun. And I said, wait, but that means I got to jump out of a plane. Like, it kept coming back to that. And I'm like, I can't wrap my head around that last part. Chef, you're going to have to help me. So,
look, Doc, I'm giving you thumbs up because best of luck with that. That's why I'm giving you thumbs up because yeah, that's why I'm giving you look.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna go to that cafe down there at the bottom. I'm gonna have me a few beers. I'm gonna get my Ray-Ban shades on. I'm gonna say, "Look at that man go! Look at him, boy."
He sold me, bro. He sold me a script. Like he might as well have wrote that out and be like, "Look, Ra," and he was like, "Imagine you and Travay in this plane." Just like losing your shit, and we record the whole thing. He did at first. He said Travay. I don't care how much trouble he get in for that. I'm telling.
Yeah, he must have said, "I'm gonna pull up on him on Saturday. Hey, when you tell me these stories, don't say me because I ain't going."
That's how he started. He has rescinded that, and from last time I saw him, but that's what he said at first. And I was like, he was like, it's going to be so, he was like, think about the podcast, Rod. It's going to be so good. And I was like, you cooking, Chef. You cooking for real.
He was cooking.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. I'm like, Chef, you have my ear. And he kind of took advantage of me.
Two drinks in.
I was a couple drinks in.
2 drinks in.
And he started the conversation before we got seated.
Week.
And it was a long week. So I was in my feels. He didn't know that, but I was in my feels.
Your soft heart.
Yeah, man. So that's how I was like, okay, I'll hear you out, Chef. Let's talk about it.
Then you went home and got rational.
And then I Googled the shit.
Yeah.
And I went from 15% to like 10.
Yeah.
And I'm not like sure.
5.
I might be. I don't know where I'm at right now. But yeah, it's not a favorable vote.
So how would you?
But I still want to talk to Scott.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. If we went to the Paris skydiving, everybody's talking positive, we hyping you up. You feeling good. All right. It's all smiles. I know what I'm going to do. How are you going to? All right, you know what? Actually, let's just do it. I don't even want to hear your answer. Let's just do it. Let's just go out there, talk to the guys, walk around. We're not even going to plan to jump that day. I'm definitely not. But let's just see how we feel when we get out there. How about that? We meet Scott. What's going on, Scott? How you doing?
I will do that. I will do that if you come out there with an open mind.
I'm not going to open mind.
Then I'm not doing that because you set me up. I thought we was partners. You set me up for failure.
And as your partner, I'm being 100% clear with you. There's no open-mindedness out there for me. Like, the only thing that's getting opening is a beer. Before I go up.
I'm for sure not going after no beer. I have to have the beer after. That ain't happening.
No. That's why I'm gonna get to the beer immediately. I'm making it plain and simple. I ain't.
You gonna be like,
drink, the more transparent.
I done had a drink. I'm not giving consent.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. I can't wait till that podcast gets released.
It'll make sense later.
Oh my god.
I can't give consent. I had a beer.
I'm so done. All right. I'm good.
We'll see what happens.
No more.
Chef, you my guy. I still want to barbecue with you. I still want to throw darts. I'll go shoot guns with you, Chef. I don't know if I'm jumping out of a plane. I don't know.
And you still don't know. I know. And it's a no. Just some, love you, Chef Mario. Just some housekeeping notes. Thank you, guys. This recording right here, I do believe is episode 20.
No, 20's out today.
We have 20 out.
This will be 21 or 22, depending on. We've got 2 in the can.
Okay, so this is episode 22. Like we said, we missed a week, but we don't plan. We won't do that anymore. We'll always have something released for you guys. Life got us, and it's all about life experiences, but we appreciate you guys for always rocking with us. If you are loyal, I haven't told Ra this, but we are going to do a giveaway. I'm putting it out there. We're going to do a giveaway for the day ones right here. I'm currently working with a buddy of mine to get a couple shirts made, and it's going to be random. I'm bringing it to the podcast now, so I don't forget. I will have a specific date for you right around this the time this episode gets released. I have a specific date for you, so it'll be towards the end of the summer. But we are going to have a giveaway for the day ones.
We'll post it on Instagram.
We'll post on Instagram. But what we need from you guys is we need you guys to repost that. We're only giving it away to people that follow the podcast, they follow the channel, and they follow the Instagram, and they follow the actual podcast and the Spotify. So all 3 of those, and you'll get a chance to get some free merch from RTB. Okay, you get free merch in the giveaway. So make sure that it's you spread the word and you send it out. And that's it. But yeah. And, when I get the designs of the shirt, I have more information for you. But it's something in the works right now. So surprise for you, Ra. I got your back, boy. I got your back. I got you back. Don't worry, bro.
Except for on the airplane.
No, I'm sorry. That right there, that's out of my hands. That's out of my hands, bro.
Hey, real talk. Jen and my daughter also is not co-signing this. So
I know they not.
Haley's like,
I know they're not.
You're not my dad. And Jen is like, I'm gonna feel some type of way.
That ain't even enough. Like Jen, Jen, I need more energy than that.
I'll let you talk to her.
Yeah, no, she got to come in with you like the wedding is off. Ooh. That's how she need to be coming at you. Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what that meant.
Nah,
that's kind of what that meant. She looked at me and she was like, I'm gonna feel some type of way, and she just gave me that look.
Oh, straight face like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe she did. Okay,
so I was like,
did come correct. Oh,
I was like, oh shit. All right.
Yeah. What do we do from here? But
I'm like, I can only endure so many hardships in 2020.
You a grown man. They gonna. Hey,
that's what she said. That's what she said. Yeah. She said, you a grown man, but I'm gonna feel some type of way.
Ask for forgiveness. Better ask for forgiveness.
I ain't do it yet. Well, I gotta ask for forgiveness. I ain't do nothing yet.
Oh yeah, you gonna end up doing it. I got a feeling.
Nah,
I got a feeling.
Nah.
I'm gonna speak it right now, bro. You gonna end up doing it, and I ain't hating on you. And you gonna get down with that adrenaline rush, and you can be all high.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
You be like, Travay, you gotta do it. It was amazing. And I'm gonna look you dead in your eyes and say, never.
Listen, this mission is impossible. Never. I ain't say this is mission impossible, but this mission is impossible.
I ain't messing with you. I ain't messing with you.
I can't. I'm out, man. I don't want to talk no more. I'm out.
Yeah, I ain't messing with you. I ain't doing it. Oh, that's good.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Raising the Bar with Ra and Travay. If you like what you heard, do us a favor and share the podcast with a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast also. New episodes every Wednesday. You can leave us a comment on the episodes where you stream them on Instagram at rtb.podcast or send us a direct email at rtb.podcast25@gmail.com. That's rtb.podcast, 25 @gmail.com. See you next week.